Definitely not saying that Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is Chris Bryant. Like, obviously Chris Bryant has proven himself.
Maybe, who knows?
But,
One day.
That's what I'm saying.
Welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Jays. I'm your host, Adam.
And I'm your host, Nick. And today, we're going to be continuing the lineup breakdowns, moving on to the third hitter. Ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be talking about the guy who's literally got the coolest name on the team, in my opinion, and that is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Sounds like a pop star. He could come out with the next single, I think.
He's got great hair, too.
He does got sweet hair. I was actually I was looking in the mirror and I was trying to model my hair after Lourdes Gurriel Jr. the other day.
I need more volume.
Yeah, definitely not
flair.
there yet. Like, I gotta get it up a little bit more.
Grow it out.
Yeah, definitely a cool guy. 26 years old, and we are gonna be breaking down, getting those facts for you about why this guy is gonna be a good Blue Jay.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's played 2 years for us already, and he hasn't played a full year. He, actually his total numbers kind of over his career lead up to a full year, so you can kind of get an idea of what this guy could be over a course of his season. And these numbers over 2 seasons, he's hit for .279 average, with an on base of .320. Slugging is .499. And here are the numbers that look really, really appealing. Those numbers are really, really appealing. But the production numbers being home runs hitting 31, RBIs 85, and runs 82. Can't ask more for a guy that was on a team going through a rebuild and putting up those numbers.
Yeah, and I mean, that's in 563 at-bats. So that's like pretty standard for a whole season. And those are like across the board pretty good, and like I was entering into this video, I was doing my research, and I always had like maybe like a minor knock against Lourdes Gurriel Jr. because I kept thinking back to last year when we sent this guy down because he was not doing very well.
Yeah.
But ever since that point, man, like he has just shown that there is a lot more to this kid than meets the eye, and I can't wait until we get a full season and the whole league recognizes that these are the type of numbers that this guy can put up.
Yeah, you look at his brother Yuli over in Houston, and like I remember watching this guy 2 years ago when he first came up with the Jays, and the announcers, Buck Martinez being like, well, his brother admits that Yuli Gurriel has a better swing than him, and if that's any sign of any hope for the future, that's gonna be pretty nice.
Yeah, and I mean, like we both remember, like I had Yuli Gurriel on my fantasy team last year.
It was that 1 month in like August.
It was like July or August or something, and like this guy was just absolutely popping off, and I remember all I could think is like, God damn, man, like Lourdes Gurriel Jr., man, like if you could do this, and realistically, like I think he can. Like,
and he has done it. If you gotta see his season, but he's doing it.
And
he's doing it.
Let's put it in perspective. Like 2019, like obviously he did not have the full season because he got sent down, whatever. But he did have 314 at-bats, which is like, starting to get to the point where like this is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And he still hit .277, still knocked in 20 home runs with 50 RBIs and 52 runs scored. And those are just like across the board consistent numbers on pace for a really good year.
Yeah. And I think like we can continue to see Lourdes Gurriel being slotted in the lineup with no problems at all. Because the reason why he number one, getting injured, number two, getting sent down, like you mentioned, he was getting sent down because he just was making routine throws look bad, and he was
like
making
defensively.
errors. At second base and with the bat too. He was still struggling in cold in the beginning.
Yeah, I think he was honestly in his head because he was at a different position. You know, like it was a new season. He came in. It's like, oh my God, I have to play second base now. I'm not that good at second base. how do I hold a baseball bat again? And, you know.
Yeah, just he's thinking about his defensive play when he's at the plate, and you can't be thinking about that. And like I'll say, like being a former outfielder playing baseball, it's a lot more mind clearing when you just got to focus on like two plays, especially in left field. You're not getting too. Actually, you're probably getting more action in the right field, but you could really clear your mind. And the throws don't have to be perfect. Even though second base is so close, they don't have to be perfect. So I know as someone who used to play infield and transition outfield, you get in your head a lot of like having to make that perfect throw to first base.
Man, you know what I love about this kid the most?
What?
Well, not only is he 26 years old, so there's still room for like growth here,
Oh, yeah.
Like he could still get better, like he could hit 285 and knock in like 90 and run in for 90 himself type thing. But like the contract that we have this guy on right now,
Oh yeah.
like this year we're only paying our 3-hitter $2.5 million.
Yeah.
And then next year it's going to be 3.5. And the year after that, 4.5. And the year after that, 5.5. But when you actually consider that, like we're paying Travis Shaw, who hit like 150 last season, like $4 million for 1 year. And I'm not even mad about that contract.
That could be a big ceiling contract, or it could be a contract we just throw into the garbage can after the season's over.
Exactly. And like this guy being 26, like we're gonna have him until he's 30 for like literally like pretty dirt cheap.
Yeah, I think that was a great deal. Like literally to sum up that contract, it was seven years, $22 million. Like that is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a great deal for someone with huge potential who's going to be batting in the heart of our lineup and is going to be an integral piece to this team, and who, if, for a full season could be getting like over 80 in both of like the key statistics. Like I'm freaking all in, man.
Yeah.
Like sign me up all day long.
Especially when you have, you sandwich him in between, Bo Bichette and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. He's going to benefit on both ends of his production numbers from just being having the threat of Bo Bichette even in front of him on base. If Bo Bichette, like we were talking before, can steal a little bit more, now you're going to get a lot more fastballs. Now you're going to get a lot more pitches to hit. Up the average, up the productions. It's just a really exciting potential for this team.
Yeah, like literally the one and only knock that I have in this guy is like his walk rate could definitely improve. Like he is below league average, but it's honestly like to me like if you're still like giving us these production numbers and hitting for a good average, like I really don't care, man. Like
keep hitting,
and he hits the ball hard too. He does hit
yeah. He hits it well, like above league average for hit percentage.
And it's just it's literally like I feel like I don't have that much to say about this guy because like there's nothing bad. I was actually looking up like guys who did reasonably similar to his statistics. Like if we course them out over his whole career, which would be a full season, like what those would look like for guys who did stuff last year. And like a guy who was popping out to me was Chris Bryant.
Oh, Chris Bryant, yeah.
And it's like obviously like Chris Bryant, like he's got the pedigree, like he has the whole like resume to back him up. But that guy's getting paid like $18 million for 1 year.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not saying that Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is Chris Bryant. Like obviously Chris Bryant has proven himself.
Maybe, who knows,
like,
one day.
That's what I'm saying. It's like could this guy do better than Chris Bryant next season? I mean, I could totally believe it. I think that they are like definitely at least like comparable, and we have this guy for like way less money.
Oh yeah. No, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Honestly, just great. And I'm excited to watch him play.
Yeah, me too. I can definitely see this guy improving. But, man, let us know what you guys think about Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in the comments below. Do you agree with us? Like, are you excited? Do you think he's going to regress? I don't believe that is the case, but,
No, prove us wrong. Try and prove us wrong.
Literally, man. Like, find some statistics, because, like, I was not seeing them. But let us know down below.
Yeah, and you can also follow us up on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Anchor, Radio Public, and of course on this platform you're watching, YouTube.
Yeah, and always check out our Instagram. We're always like posting stories and just like, always updating you guys on everything Blue Jays. But thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!